Hey up, lads and lasses, Damphyre here, back again with some more Infinite Lagrange. So today, carrying on, because the server's still not open till the 2nd, and I'm recording this on the 31st, I think, to release on the 1st. So yeah, gonna carry on with the ship guide update. Looking at it, we are jumping into the Mare Nubium. This is going to be a relatively short video because it's just bad, like really bad. This is possibly the worst ship in the game. So yeah, it's generally speaking, just don't watch the video. Click off now and just ignore the fact that this is even created, and because it's literally a complete waste of time. FG 300s are more useful than this terrible ship. There is a very, very niche use for the assault type, and that's in a very fast siege fleet. However, with the ability to, put fleets onto mining outposts and that kind of stuff, that very fast siege fleet that used to be Mare Nubium and Noma siege as well is kind of completely impractical now, because you could literally put like 15 FG 300s on defense of your mining outposts and that fleet can't beat it. So unfortunately, this is kind of a dead ship, much like the Noma sieges as well. So, yeah. Anyway. So, the Mare Nubium, it seriously needs like a very hefty buff to really do, well, anything at all. But yeah, so I guess I'll go into it. The only ever use for the siege, the assault type that we're looking at the current moment, is for siege. So you want to first off go straight into its siege weapon system, because you don't really care too much about the armor this time round. Picking up both the siege damage here and the flight time, the rearmament acceleration. Hit rate doesn't matter too much, so you might as well pick up the 4th is just a flat increase of damage. This does technically increase the siege damage, but not as much as the siege damage specific stuff does. And that's your 4 slots. Rapid maintenance, you get 5% extra damage here. I generally just don't spend weapon tech on this ship unless you somehow got millions of it and you unlocked every other ship's weapon system. You do get siege ammo enhancement here, which means you can push up the siege damage slightly more, but it's still just not enough, really. After that, probably going into the armor systems, your best bet here, going into double HP. And then I would always go into double armor on this. The energy resistance doesn't matter. No structures deal energy damage, so double armor to increase its survivability when they are sieging things down. After that, prop system is your best bet. You've only got cruising speed, so take both the cruising speeds. It does actually work out quite nice. It just means that you accelerate from a higher speed before you get up to the 1200. You generally don't really have to worry too much about warping these kind of fleets. They're very, very quick. So when you are setting them off to go kill an outpost, you kind of go, oh, I want that outpost dead over there. Make the fleet of Mare Nubium and Siege Noma. Just send them off. Just put them on an attack move straight off the bat. Just leave them to go do their thing. Come back in. You'll either killed the outpost or they have got like 10 Nomas and they've wiped you with them. So yeah. Missile support, again, you can put stuff in here. When primary targets a city or base, increase the firing cooldown by 35% and grant the ship's aircraft or UAVs a 30% chance to cause 100% extra damage. Do pick that up if you are going to use it for siege. Otherwise, the only other benefits really of this is anti-small to an extent. It's got a reasonable amount of damage. It's 60 damage per hit. But you can see it doesn't really do much at all. Its DPM's pretty low. and that's due to the fact that it's got 2 attacks per round. Like the cooldown's not too bad on it and stuff, but it's only the one weapon system. I'd recommend in that case going double cooldown and one of the missile and torpedo damages. And yeah, I think this just it's the target confirmation. So yeah, I honestly I'm not sure exactly what this buffs up, but to hazard a guess, I'd say it probably increases the extra damage, maybe up to about 150%, somewhere around there. I'd expect anyway. Because yeah, I am generally never going to unlock this to find out. I don't have the weapon tech for that. I've got better things to use it on. Maybe one day, another 3 years from now, I'll have it unlocked, but it's highly unlikely. So that is the Mare Nubium, the light landing ship. Its very, very niche only use case scenario is in some form of frigate, anti-outpost fleet, and anti-mining platforms and all that good stuff. You just try and get in there, take them out. They won't take them out particularly quickly because they don't really have much in the way of siege damage. And yeah, that's pretty much what you're kind of left with there. So yeah, 1,532 siege. It's not terrible, but the problem is, like I said, we can assign fleets to mining outposts and platforms and stuff now, which just means ships like this will maybe have to deal with a small little defense fleet or frigates or something, and they just can't. They get wiped very, very easily, very, very quickly. So yeah. The anti-aircraft type, unfortunately, doesn't get any better. It's not even reasonable amounts of anti-aircraft that this thing provides. It's barely better than like a secondary weapon system on a Reliat, and the Reliat is nothing special for anti-air, or like literally any other of the frigates. The AA system on this just doesn't work. Genuinely speaking, the only AA UAVs that do actually do something, because we actually finally managed to get around to testing this, are the Xeno Stingers UAVs. They actually, do some damage to aircraft, because we tested this on a light cone as well. And we found out that the light cone AA, it's not the AA UAVs that are doing the damage, it's the bloody missile system on the light cone AA that does all the damage to aircraft. So yeah, bear that in mind when running this. It's just, it's meant to have 3,000 air defense. It barely does maybe 1,000 in a 5-minute battle for 10 of them. It's pretty awful, to say the absolute least. This particular variant is the one I think they should buff. I think the Siege one's okay for its very, very niche purpose. But the AA, this should be at least on par damage-wise with the Xeno Stingers AA or the Mare T's Energies AA. Some of those ships that, do well at AA, this should be at least on par with them. This isn't a ship you get for free or anything like that. It's not given to you out of the free box when you start the server. You have to roll. You have to pick this up. It'd be nice to have a working UAV AA system other than the Xeno Stinger to add into fleets. At the current moment, I just can't recommend this. It is, I'm pretty certain I put it in D tier. And that's only because I didn't want to bring, Z tier into all the way down the alphabet and just stick it down there. I should do it next time. I'm going to make its own video where I'm just going to stick it into Z tier and just make it completely unusable. Same again, really, here. This will be used in fleet against other fleets a little bit more. So in that case, I believe it's back row, actually. I'm pretty certain this is back row. Yeah, it's back row. I'm pretty certain. So you can skip the armor system, but there's no point not to grab it on this one because it's better than nothing. You don't really get much going on the anti-aircraft system, as you'll see here. We can get some hit rate, which is definitely what you want to go for. You want to go for both the hit rates. This will increase the damage output of it, but that's it. You're going to go double hit rate, double damage. There's your 4. You get airborne weapon maintenance, which I believe is this one. So increased damage for the UAVs. Probably not necessarily worth picking up, in my opinion. On its rocket tower, its missile system, go into and grab the anti-aircraft support. That will actually make it a little bit better. You can see here we got primary weapon locks onto enemy aircraft in the nearby row, and launches attacks, increases hit rate by 40% every 30 seconds for 25 seconds. It has got the buff to high explosive warheads, which means you go down a crit build on this, if I remember rightly. Yeah, high explosive warheads. So, again, picking up the anti-aircraft, picking up the crit. Prioritized fighters and interceptors does actually work on this, so if you do want to put a little tiny bit of pressure, and I mean such a minuscule amount, it's probably not worth it on Mistrals and the likes, you can grab the focus on aerial targets. So anti-aircraft, crit, focus on aerial targets, and that's pretty much it for here, because we got lock-on efficiency, which is quite nice, but the lock-on efficiency isn't too bad on the system itself anyway, with a 3-second lock-on time. So you're probably best going into cooldown, maybe. You got 50 damage per hit. Yeah, it doesn't even have special ammo on this, which is really confusing as well. Most of the ships have, like, when attacking air target deals, you know, an extra bit of damage. And on this one, it doesn't have it. It's like it got completely ignored, and I'm not entirely sure why. So yeah, after that, it's same again in the propulsion system. It's just double cruising speed, and armor system, you're going double HP. In this instance, picking up one of the energy and one of the armor is probably preferable in this situation. Just because things like Xeno Stinger will be sort of like in the fleet that it'll be against. You might even see Nebula Pulse as well. So and Tauruses will probably be on the front. So yeah, picking up the energy resist may help it a little bit. But generally speaking, this thing's going to die pretty rapidly. It might be the last thing to die, but it's for, that just means the rest of your fleet's probably dead as well, which is not preferable. You'd rather this thing die than most of your other fleet. So yeah, that is the unfortunate Mare Nubium. It's just bad. The AA, like, there are just better AA ships. Yes, you can put this in a Frigg Destroyer fleet for some AA damage. The Assault has that niche of being used in a siege fleet. I just can't recommend running this ship, honestly. There are better things to run. If you have literally FG300 in the Mare Nubium and that's the only two ships, fine. You're kind of like forced into a position where you have to run it. If you've got, at least two other Frigg choices, just choose those other two Friggs. It doesn't even matter what they are. They're probably better than this in almost every single way. So that's it. That is the Mare Nubium ship guide. My guide is just don't use the bloody thing and ignore that it ever existed. And yeah, there you go. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.